Good evening, Randomizer fans. It is time for the Track 2 Corneria Circuit leg of the Duck Derby in Final Fantasy Randomizer. Tonight, I am your host, Dr. Funkin, and I am joined in the booth by Sonny Wrath. How you doing tonight, Sonny?
I'm doing well this evening, Dr. Funkin. I am looking forward to seeing what these ducklings are going to do here in this Duck Derby. We had the first race of it a couple nights ago, if I remember correctly, and it was an interesting one from what I gathered. So tonight's race, I'm definitely looking forward to it.
Absolutely. It should be a good one. Tonight, we are doing a scavenger hunt. Our players are going to be, rather than trying to light the 4 orbs of the elements, they're going to be trying to hunt down 28 shards of those, which I believe are called bigs tonight.
Yes, so we do have the treasure hunt on, which, if any of you are familiar with the Link to the Past randomizer, it's very similar to how a Triforce hunt works. There are going to be many different bigs, in this case, shards, as we tend to call them, scattered throughout the world in random chests, and the objective tonight is to find 28 of those, so that way the Black Orb and the Temple of Fiends can be shattered and Chaos can be accessed. But there is a slight difference with that as well, because whenever any of the Fiends are killed, Lich, Carry, Kraken, or Tiamat, they will also reward shards whenever the orb is lit. In the case of Kraken and Tiamat, they will reward 4 shards, and Lich and Carry will reward 2 shards.
That's right, and whether those bosses are going to be worth it or not is really going to depend on what level the parties happen to be when they get there, as tonight our boss's stats are clamped at 100 to 180%, so they are at minimum going to be vanilla and could be stronger.
Though it wouldn't be by much. Now, let's talk about incentives real quick, because there are a few different things incentivized tonight. So, on top of our standard Ice Ordeals and Titan's Trove being incentivized, we have Sky Castle and Locked Canaria incentivized, so that key might actually be necessary for progression. As for the extra incentivized items, we will have 3 extra items incentivized, so that will leave 2 items loose in the world, hidden in any chest that is accessible. And those 3 extra incentivized items are the Mosmian, the Defense Sword, and the Power Gauntlet. So we'll see which runners actually pick up which items as we're going through this.
Yeah, we will. And it looks like the gate is just about to drop, so we should be starting momentarily.
Absolutely.
Just waiting for them to wrap up their intro over on Speed Gaming.
Now, you mentioned something about party levels. That's something else we might want to go into a little bit. So the EXP and gold boost is 2.5 times EXP plus 250 gold, and then the progressive scaling is 10% per key item. And considering how many key items there are in this game, that's going to become 7.5 times plus 750, maybe even higher. The upside with how this shard hunt is going to work, though, is based on the encounter rates that this flag set has, which are 0.6 for overworld and 0.7 for dungeons. So encounters are going to be a little less heavy than what you're used to seeing. But we are getting this race kicked off here in just one moment.
Yes, we are. The gate has been dropped, so we should be expecting it to see it on our screen any moment.
As the runners are off, and we are going to have a quick weapon shop check as well as white magic. We see Invis 2 and Life both being red mage learnable.
And the king gave the tail.
Ooh, so we have an early tail. Ice 3 Bane in level 1 black magic as well.
So we've got fantastic level 1 magic tonight.
We do have extremely good level 1 magic tonight. With that red mage learnable Life, that is a huge payoff for those that went specifically red mages.
It also means that with that early tail, any promoted fighters who become a knight will also be able to learn that life spell, which is basically the most important character you could have learning life.
I have to agree with that one. Now, the only question is going to be, what's going to be at level 2 magic? Also, you may have noticed something with the weapons and armor. There are numbers at the end of them. Well, we have a flag called Blessed Weapons and Armor on. Blessed and Cursed Weapons and Armor. So they will have a modifier of anywhere from -5 to +5. That will affect the absorb of the armors and the damage as well as the crit rate of the weaponry. As we have Jat and Chadbert in the Temple of Fiends, and we see a cabin out of the first chest. Avos and Dwight also just entering the Temple of Fiends.
Absolutely, and as far as that benefit goes, chain armor, one of the best early armors you can get for both your fighter and your red mage, has a +1 tonight, so it's a little better than average.
It absolutely is. We see that there are 2 cabins and 4 gold here in the Temple of Fiends. So, nothing great, nothing to really sing any praises about, but, well, we might see some use out of some stuff later.
Yeah, if it were me, what I might do, having picked up these cabins, is before I take on Garland, just step out and drop one, just in case something awful happens.
Yeah, because you never know what Garland's going to have. He could have the enemy script nuke, for all we know.
He certainly could. But looks like Jat's gonna get off an Ice 2 and send Garland to the exile zone.
Ice 3 goes out, Jat picks up the tail, and what's the second item going to be? It's the ship from Princess Sarah.
So because we have extended open progression on, that means all we really need now is a floater, and we can get airborne.
Absolutely, and with that, that also allows the bridge boss to be skipped entirely.
It certainly can be, and you love to see that, because that's just a little waste of time that's kind of an annoyance.
Absolutely. So we have everybody getting their tail, getting their ship, heading back into Canaria to save, and Avos has set sail. And he's making the play over to Provoca. I like this right now.
Absolutely.
You've got gold. You might as well take a look at the level 2 magics.
Well, not to mention the fact that we also have a great sweeper in Ice 3 that'll let us take on the pirates and get another key item, and boost that XP some more.
Absolutely, and if we didn't have the sweeper, we would also have that insta-kill spell with Bane available. And the pirates, they're really low on their magic defense, so Bane's more than likely going to hit.
We got level 2 Quake in black magic.
Oh, level 2 Quake and level 2 white magic. We have Heal 3 and Wall.
Those are great level 2 spells. Absolutely.
Learnable by the Knight, we have some good stuff. Defense Sword -4 from Bicky. A bit of a bite.
Yeah, that's not as bad as it could be, because, yeah, it stinks that it's less powerful, but you don't get defense for swinging. You get defense so you can use it in battle and cast Ruse on your melee fighter and give them more evasion.
I do agree, but when defense is your best weapon, seeing that -4 just makes your heart sink a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, at this point we can't even equip it, so it's not a huge deal, plus we have an incentivized Masa tonight, so it wouldn't be too big a deal.
That could be loose for all we know. Matoya's Cave having some gold and I believe a power stick.
Sure did.
So
Money stick.
We got the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 staff, since that's the value of it in the vanilla game.
Yeah, I wonder how much it'll be tonight.
2, 3, 4, 5. 6. Because I forgot one number there.
These things happen. Numbers are hard. That's why we don't do math on Twitch.
Alright, so we have Avos doing some spell shopping, Chad leaving Matoya's Cave, picking up money and that power stick, Jat done over in Provoca. And now the question is, where are the runners off to next?
If I had to guess, personally, I would probably just go check Elfland just to see what the magic situation is.
That's not a bad idea, though. With the free canal being open, that also allows for Crescent Lake to be checked.
Ooh,Avo's nearly getting done in by some Kaizokus who have cremate tonight.
Yeah, the Kaizokus are not playing around tonight. Making a quick dip into the inn in Canaria to save. I like it. Got some good EXP with 280 coming off of them. So, Jat heading over to the Dwarf Cave. It looks like Avos is working on leaving the Inner Sea. Finding out that first encounter on the sea are Kaizokus. Little bit of unwelcome news.
Yeah, after seeing that they've got cremate, I might want to reset out of that first sea encounter and see what the second one is when I'm doing my traveling.
Which that second sea encounter was just the shark, so...
Yeah, that's not too bad.
I'd much rather deal with sharks than Kaizokus with cremate.
Same here.
Chadbert taking on the pirates as I believe Dwight just finished off the pirates. And we have a shard located on Jat's side in the Dwarf Cave inside those two chests. Avos taking the southern dock of Elfland to come into the town.
Yep. That's an interesting play. It's not necessarily a bad one either. Ooh, level 3 Cure 4.
The fighter is set upon promotion with level 3 Cure 4 in slot 1 and level 1 life in slot 3. On top of that, having level 1 Invis 2 is beautiful. Pro rings +3, 10,000 gold. Really, really nice to see.
Also, those silver bracelets +5 for only 811 ain't bad either.
Very, very good to have. And the floater is 51,000 gold inside.
Time to go do a pop grind.
Time to check Marsh and Earth.
Ooh, there's a controversial statement.
Because I know a lot of you, myself included, are on team #NeverMarsh.
I'm actually #team always Marsh, but I am team Never Earth.
And you win some, you lose some.
Absolutely.
Elmarkin in chat pointing out that blue cremate pirates sound like a bad time. Yeah, they are.
So it looks like Life 2 was in the 3rd slot at level 4 white magic.
Still learnable by the red mage.
Can never have too many life casts.
Having that Life 2 as well as Cure 4 and Life 1, you've got your proxy Life 2 and then you've got your actual Life 2.
Yeah, and that'll also save time in the long run, because that's a lot of spells you can cast instead of healing up with heal potions.
Or even heal 3 for that matter.
Absolutely.
Since your wall level is also at heal 3.
Yeah, like, we have got an incredible setup of defensive magic. And we've got good sweepers too. Lit 3 was at level 3, Ice 3 was at level 1, Fire 3 is at level 3.
Fire 3 at level 4.
Oh, sorry, level 4, yeah.
The only one we haven't seen yet, sweeper-wise, is Nuke.
And Fade.
And... meh, on Fade.
Yeah.
That's all I gotta say.
Nuke is the more powerful spell, for sure.
Hey, Fade's level 5, slot 3, it's
Oh, there we go.
not going to be learnable if I remember correctly.
Not for anyone on this side, but there's level 5 Nuke, and level 5 Warp, and level 5 Temper. Level 5 is stacked for black magic.
Level 5 Warp, Nuke, Temper, Brack.
Yep, and Nuke was in the 3rd slot, so it is not going to be learnable right away. That is going to require a promoted black mage.
Correct, and I missed what was picked up at the Sages.
That's alright, I'm sure someone else will show us soon if we don't see it in someone's inventory. Meanwhile, it looks like Jat's taking your advice and going into Earth.
I like the play from Jat. He wants to get that floater as quick as possible.
I can't blame him. The quicker you get in the air, the faster you're moving.
Absolutely. Considering how quick this check really is, especially Earth 1, it's going to be worth it. And something else to keep in mind is that the encounter tiles could be checked as well.
Absolutely, and depending on what the spike tiles have for us tonight, we could end up with a nice little grind spot to gain some early levels. And early levels in general a bit more important than later levels because you can always grind later if you need to. But being able to hit like those early teens right away really helps with early game survivability.
Absolutely, and considering that Ice 3 was at level 1, if
it was the Masa. It was the Masa at Crescent Lake. I just saw Avos swinging it.
Oh, that's gorgeous.
So yeah, there's an endgame sword that's not the defense.
Oh yeah. So Avos, when it comes to weaponry, is pretty much set. We have our first ribbon as a ribbon +5.
So it's a ribbon, and it's actually got a little bit of absorb on it. You love to see that.
That is the best kind of ribbon to find.
Absolutely. It's already rules because it gives you protection from every element, but the +5 also giving it a little bit of extra absorb, and every point of absorb counts.
Jat, checking the Hall of Giants, runs into Sea Troll and Sea Snakes on the first tile. What's going to be on the second tile? That is the question at this point.
Giants and iguanas. The Hall of Giants contains giants. Who'da thunk?
I'm not even going to say it. As much as I want to say it, I'm not going to say it.
It's fine. There's iguanas there. It's not vanilla.
Nah, you got a point. Avos picked up the canoe.
Ooh, Dwight just opened a chest with 28,000 in the top of Marsh. That's a good chunk towards that floater.
That is a beautiful chunk towards the floater as Avos is entering the Gugu Volcano.
Oh yeah, it can almost always, just because of chest density, pay off to check the Volcano Armory early. And
this is a beautiful tile for Avos right now, if he can get through it.
Oh, he may not have had the Masa. Those may just be sabers that he bought. I could have been wrong.
He's got sabers. What it was is the Circle of Sages gave the canoe.
Oh, yeah, that would make sense, because how else would he have gotten here?
So this is a pretty good encounter tile for Avos to find. Jat skedaddling from Earth with that ribbon +5, looking good right now.
Absolutely. Getting a ribbon early is so useful, especially if you run into things like those cremate Kaizokus.
Oh, very much so.
Avos checking some of the more out-of-the-way chests first.
Sometimes those hairpins do pay off.
Absolutely. You skip those once and it messes you up, and then you never skip them again.
Picking up a quick 6,000 gold, as well as a base iron shield. Another 1,110 gold.
Yeah.
Shield, unfortunately, being -5.
Yeah, he's skipping out on that spike tile, which might be a mistake because better treasures from trap tiles is turned on tonight.
I think he's going to come back around to get it.
Oh, that's a loose crown.
Loose item found with the crown. An iron stick +3. He's going to go back in. Ew.
Ew is right. Those lobsters could be a problem if he doesn't... Oh, 2 hits for 56. That's actually not bad as far as lobsters go.
It's still ew.
Yes, absolutely.
There goes the red mage as Chadbert sitting in the Hole of Giants, getting some giants and iguanas, and Dwight has ventured to find some mummies.
Sure has, and a whiz mummy.
Using ice on them, not the conventional method of taking them down, but you know, it works.
Yeah, you work with what you got.
Jet has gone into Crescent Lake. He's about to pick up his canoe, and Avos is sitting at level 12 on 3 of the 4 warriors, so he's looking pretty good right now.
Yeah, not bad. So, Sonny, considering we've got all kinds of life magic that the red mage was carrying around, do you put any stock in moving the red mage to one of your back rows so it's less likely to get hit on?
Yeah, I definitely would. And what I would do is I would have one of the black mages in slot 2 and then the red mage in slot 3.
Now, do you put any stock in, especially with how much good magic we have, the possibility of just knocking out one of those black mages completely and funneling the XP onto the other 3 characters?
So that's a tough question considering how the EXP scaling is in this seed specifically. Since it is 2.5 plus 10% per key item, 2.5 times plus 10% to be a little more accurate, it's kind of a tough call because even if you run a full 4-person party, you're going to be getting levels very quickly. In the case of Avos, he's already level 12 on 3 of the warriors. So there's really no huge reason just yet to drop down to a 3-person party, but it's really going to be runner's choice.
Fair enough. Meanwhile, Jack giving us our first look at the actual hairpins. A little bit of money in one of them.
So, Stanksy, thank you for joining us. This is the Final Fantasy Randomizer Duck Derby. We are on the second track of 4, if I remember correctly. This is the Canaria Circuit. Now, the mobile version of this, you can move about the same speed in dungeons, but not on the overworld. What we have are quality of life fixes on for the NES version, so things move a little bit faster.
And in the hairpin chest was an Aegis Shield +1, so those crappy-looking opal shields are no longer a big deal.
So level 6 black magic, they're as fast in slot 3, so that's not going to be learnable by any red mage, unfortunately, since after promotion, the red wizard can only learn the first slot of level 6 black magic, but the second, third, and fourth slots of level 6 white magic.
Yeah, that's unfortunate, but everyone's got a black mage, at least one black mage, so they'll at least be able to learn fast, which, when you're trying to deal damage to the revisited fiends, is among the most important spells you can have, since it doubles the damage of your melees.
Absolutely. And Dwight, while he was working on resetting, changed his respawn rate. So now he's got respawn rate 1. He had respawn rate 7.
Oh no. And
so if he gets into a battle, I feel bad for him. Oh hey, I completely missed exit level 4 slot 1.
oh wow. Okay. So yeah, all kinds of great stuff in the early magics. And Jat just picked up a Vorpal -2 in the upper left side of the Volcano Armory floor.
In the words of one of my very good friends, Jat2980 has picked up the Game Changer.
Yeah, and the game has not been changed in its favor, considering that it's -2.
Unfortunately.
Yeah,
I hate to see it.
You certainly do, considering that the crit rate is one of the biggest reasons why the Vorpal is useful, and with a -2, its crit rate drops. And oh, those sea snakes have Stone Touch.
Well, is going to stay as a statue for now.
Yeah, I imagine a soft will get used once we're out of here, but...
Ooh, and we see Stun Touch Sahagins on Avos' side. As
Oof.
Dwight has returned to Elfland to pick up the level 4 exit. Making sure magic looks good, which it does. So Dwight's looking pretty good so far.
Jet might not have any softs yet, because he's not bringing back that fighter.
Uh-oh. Avos is about to go turn in that crown, so we're about to have a look as to what the kindly old king has. He's got some TNT.
He's got a fetch quest for us.
He's trying to blow the castle to smithereens and reduce it to nothing but rubble, but... You know, Dr. Funkin, I've got a question for you.
What is that?
Did you know it was Astos all along?
Honestly, I'm scandalized. And oh, Dwight managed to buy the floater, and at 20 minutes and 4 seconds, he is our first runner in the air.
So Dwight's gonna be going real fast now.
Yeah, that payoff to that gigantic money chest in the top floor of Marsh paid off for him.
I believe he also found a pretty significant gold chest in the bottom of Marsh as well, so Marsh was actually a really good play this time around.
Really? Marsh being a good play? Who'd have thunk that could have happened?
I know, that's hard to believe, right?
It's definitely not something that I said I support earlier.
So with that, Dwight is in the air. He's going to be able to get so many checks done so quickly. And
Absolutely.
with the shop item being out of the way, on top of all that, he's got access to the entire world. The world is his oyster.
I imagine we'll see him go to the Cardia Isles sooner rather than later, since he's got that tail and there's no reason not to promote.
Yeah, because early promotion, Amos giving us a few hoorays. Early promotion at this point would be gigantic, because as soon as that fighter hits level 15, it starts getting spell charges as a knight.
Speaking of fetch quests, TNT gives us the crystal to go over to Matoya's cave with. And this is actually a little unfortunate for Avos compared to, say, Dwight, who, when Dwight gets here, is going to be able to do all of this in the air, instead of having to do it by boat.
As Dwight picks up the chime from Sarda, a nice little pickup, though only missing the other half of it being the cube to access the Sky Castle.
Absolutely, and the Sky Castle, one of our incentive locations tonight.
Now it's just going to be the question of where is the key?
There it is, and yep, immediately Dwight is on his way to talk to Bahamut to promote his party.
I like this play.
As do I. Like we said, the magic is just too good on a night to not get promoted as soon as you can.
And just like that, Dwight Desatel has promoted at 22 minutes, and we'll call it 25 seconds.
Yeah, not bad at all.
Avos turns in the crystal, and I missed what was picked up. The ruby, that's what it was.
Oh, excellent, because that'll get us an access to yet it's just fetch quest after fetch quest, because that's going to open up yet another location in Titan's Tunnel.
That's the 2-for-1 special with the ruby, because since Avos does not have that floater just yet, Avos will be able to get both Titan's Trove and Sarda in one fell swoop. Another Opal -5 from Dwight Desatel. Unfortunate to see, but definitely not the end of the world.
And it looks like Jat is about to, just picked up the floater and is about to go turn it in. So yeah, not too far behind, only about 3.5 minutes later getting in the air behind Dwight.
23 minutes and 35 seconds. Jat 2980 has changed the status quo and is in the air. Dwight continuing to raid the Cardia Islands, picking up a Flame Sword +2. Very nice to find.
As is the Rune Sword +2. You can throw that on a red mage.
Yeah. Some nice finds, but not actually in-game weapons just yet.
Well, it's entirely possible in one of these incentive locations we'll find a Masa, so not too much to worry about yet.
Oh, not at all.
And Jat, because also got the floater first, is going to start his fetch quest chain, is going to do it a heck of a lot quicker than Avos managed to.
Absolutely, as Dwight lands over at the Onrak area, makes a save outside at the branch leading to the Waterfall Cave, and is heading directly north to Waterfall.
This makes a lot of sense. It's a very short check. We did have that level 4 exit that was Red Mage learnable, so we can just go in, check the chest, and get out.
Absolutely true. Avos checking the magic, sees the level 5 warp, level 5 nuke, level 5 brack, level 5 temper, and goes, what do I choose?
Yeah, exactly. How can, like, that is so, like, just an embarrassment of riches. Personally, I'd go for Warp for now, and then come back later after promotion to get Nuke and Temper.
So this is actually where you and I would differ. We have all 3 elemental sweepers as it is. So Nuke in and of itself is not really necessary, Because your elemental sweepers are going to get the job done more often than not due to how the enemies are scaled in this seed. So Nuke's usability will die off the farther into the seed you get. The only exception is on the enemies that aren't weak to the elements themselves. So Bracken in of itself will have more use as a hard status spell, but I can see the argument with Nuke.
Yeah, my argument for Nuke is that it's just good if you're trying to blitz down a boss, and like Temper is obviously necessary for like the final fiends for powering up your melee.
Unless a power bonk is in tow. We have double rubies being turned in at the same time.
Well, Jet turns these Grr wolves into fur wolves with Ice 3.
And Avos enters the Titan's treasury to find the power gauntlet -5.
Once again, it's annoying that it's a minus, but we're not caring nearly as much about its armor capability as we are about the fact that it casts Saber, which increases both the damage and hit rate of the wielder.
Bingo. The only benefit, if it did have a positive modifier, is that the fighter can equip the power bonk.
Yeah, and even at -5, like, it's technically still gonna give you a little bit of extra absorb, so... Jat doing the smart thing that I always forget to do, using Exit to get out of the Titan's Trove instead of walking back and potentially getting more encounters, saving himself a little bit of time.
Yeah, very, very good move. A veteran move.
One might say. And now, Jat also over at the Cardia Isles, gonna pick up his nice swords and start. Probably also promote as well.
And that promotion is going to pay off heavily, especially with as early as it is in the seed.
Yeah, absolutely. There's no benefit to not promoting as soon as you can.
Only detriments to promoting after level 15, since the spell charges do accrue every odd level.
Yep. The only argument that could be made for not promoting would be if someone was running a black belt. Because the black belt gets more magic defense than its promoted class, the Master, every level.
For the hard numbers on that, it's 4 magic defense per black belt level, compared to 1 magic defense per master level.
So yeah, a pretty big drop-off.
Alright, Avos finding the Stone Touch. And ooh, the Earth Elemental tile is actually quite nice.
Oh yeah, the Gurnaga and Air, as long as they aren't hitting too hard, can be pretty lucrative.
This will yield some decent EXP. The Air Elemental only hitting for 89 by the looks of it.
True, it's got a lot of health though.
Yeah, it does have a lot of health, and Air Elemental being Air Elementals, they're evasive as can be. But 2,600 EXP and a lot of gold is going to be a huge benefit for Avos, because now Avos can just come back in, fight these Air Elementals, get the money he needs for the floater if he decides to do that, and be in the air alongside of Dwight and Jat, who are just flying through this right now.
Absolutely they are. I missed where Dwight picked up his key. I'm guessing it was Waterfall.
Yes, it was Waterfall.
And he's about to give us our first look at the Corneria Armory incentive location.
Here we go. First 3 chests, 1,211 gold, 1660, 8176. So about 11k gold in there. And we have the Adamant.
Oh man.
In the TNT chest.
Yet another fetch quest. So we're going back to the dwarves, probably for the last time. Because we've already turned in the TNT, and this will let us do our key locks.
This is absolutely true, and I believe we're still looking for that other loose item.
We certainly are.
Avos is doing exactly what I thought he was going to do. But having to face slight punishment, oh, he makes it out of that battle.
Yeah, that was a lot of errors, and they still hit the squishy cloth wearers pretty hard.
Yeah, they back rowed. Every single one of them went for back row. Ooh, now this is going to be interesting. If these Ice 3s roll halfway decently, then the Air Elementals might go down pretty quickly.
It's tough, because, yeah, okay, we've got one of them to go down, which is better than nothing, and the fighter takes down the last one. So
two air elementals down and the Gurnoggin down. It just comes down to getting rid of this last air elemental, as Avos does, and gets 13,000 gold for that.
That's fantastic.
Key locks. That was incredible. So you got 5,000, we'll call it 12,000 gold, maybe 13,000 gold, as Jack picks up the Mystic Key from the robot in the waterfall.
Not bad, not bad.
And here we go. What's the adamant going to turn into?
I hope it's the Masa, so it still turns into a sword.
And
Oxio.
Unfortunately, we get water from metal.
Hey, you know what? We'll take it.
That's metal, yo.
Absolutely, and that Oxio will let us go and into the Sea Shrine, should we feel the need to do that. There's not an incentive to it, but it does have great XP just wandering through and a bunch of chests to check.
Not to mention that Kraken can yield 4 shards, or not can, but will yield 4 shards.
Absolutely, and that's not a great trap tile in the Northwest Castle.
It is not, but there's still one more to check.
Ooh, the Zeus Gauntlet's not bad, though. That'll cast Light 2 every time you use it.
Yeah, good old Lit 2 Gauntlet. Very, very nice to have in the back pocket.
Absolutely. Put it on your fighter. Let them throw some sweepers around, especially when you go to Sea Shrine, like we just talked about. Oh, no, that's a decent tile.
This is a beautiful tile. Mage fighter, and the mages are going down pretty quickly to Ice 3 by the looks of it.
So did the fighter.
Oh, Dwight giving us a gorgeous find here, and the mages have Cure 4!
Which doesn't matter, because they've got almost no health.
Yes!
Yeah, like, this is a fantastic little tile to gain some quick levels.
I know I'm really excited about that Ice 2, or not Ice 2, that Cure 4.
Yeah, like, it's one of those things that it's just like, you see it happen and you're like, ooh, that could be dangerous, but then you're like, oh wait, we already saw that these things have no health, so it's just a free turn.
Oh, that Cure 4 coming out is just glorious. Oh no, Trolls have Blaze.
Trolls, in fact, have Blaze. And we got another ribbon out of the deal, so not bad.
What is this seed right now?
That's a great question, Sonny.
2 ribbons, early promotion, early floater, ship's guaranteed to be early.
Yep. Ooh, got lucky that time. Got ambushed by the trolls, but neither of them decided to cast Blaze. And a katana -5 and an ice sword -5. Ew, ew, ew.
Alright, upon seeing that katana -5, I gotta get up.
Oh, I feel so bad for Team Ninja right now. That's just depressing.
That's the team I'm on.
I don't blame you. I love a ninja.
Oh, that hurt to see. That physically hurt to see.
So yeah, at this point, when it comes to endgame items, it's basically Masa or bust.
We haven't seen X-Cal yet.
We haven't seen X-Cal, and so I guess technically we could find X-Cal, but...
There is that possibility that X-Cal rolls +5, where Maza is -5.
And that's about how big a difference it needs to be in order for X-Cal to be better than Masa. We did get a Bane Sword +5 from the Dwarf key locked.
That's good. Also, apparently X-Cal has been seen at -5, which is
Even better. So yeah, it's now masa or bust.
Sandwich tile. I hope y'all are hungry.
Oh my god, people are finding great grind tiles all over the place.
Ah, that was a delicious sandwich.
Yep, Jat deciding that the mage tile not worth his time.
At least not yet. Gonna go ahead and pick up... Oh, decisions, they're hard.
They certainly are.
Hard to make here.
And he's with you. He went on Bracken Temper. Oh, he's doing one of each? Nope, he reset out.
He reset out. He's, I think Jat's completely unsure right now.
Yeah, it's tough. Like, you're spoiled for choice at level 5. Okay, so he's going for nuke.
He's definitely gonna get nukes. I can't blame him for going after nukes. He's already got one. Going for temper. And he's gonna clear it out with some brack.
Nice. So yeah, with the way his mages are set up, that makes a lot of sense. Do a little mix of everything.
I mean, the level 5 black magic was literally stacked. So that's just one of those calls that you see it and you're like, I don't know what decision to make.
Absolutely, yeah. I've had to reset out of magic shops like that before because I feel like I made the wrong decision.
But the question is, did you really make the wrong decision? And you only know after you've continued playing.
Oh, I definitely made the wrong decision. I'm very bad at deciding things.
And decisions are hard.
Absolutely.
Alright, Avos has continued through the ice cave. Dwight leaving Melman, Jat back at Elfland, and Chadbert's going at a pretty steady pace.
Oh, did he just equip a light axe -5? Yeah, he did.
I'm okay with this. Yeah, the light axe -5 kind of sucks. Not gonna lie. But I'm okay with this. I like the light axe.
Yeah, it's better than not having a weapon equipped, I guess, but it's sad to see if that's the best weapon you've found so far.
That is very true. Good old wizards. And when I say good old wizards, I mean, get out of here, wizards. Nobody likes you.
Yeah, we're all traumatized from fighting wizards and sorcerers as kids.
Especially since wizards are normally unrunnable, and sorcerers, yeah, they're one of the sources of death touch.
They certainly are.
Alright, Avos is done in the ice cave, has the bottle, did pick up the floater, is in the air. I completely missed that. So we have all 4 runners in the air right now. Question is, where's Avos going next? And it looks like the answer is it's promotion time for Avos.
It looks like Jat picked up a bunch of pro rings and those +5 silver bracelets and is heading to the ice cave.
Can't blame Jat one bit.
No, not at all.
Dwight is also inside of the ice cave.
Avos just finished clearing it now. Chadbert's in the ice cave as well, fighting some sandwiches.
Delicious, delicious sandwiches. Gets 2 of them on this encounter. So, this is a 1-2 sandwich tile.
Yeah, it's... Absolutely. It's a great tile to get on. That's a lot of easy XP.
I could go for a double-decker sandwich. That sounds so good.
Oh, so could I, but I'm doing the keto thing right now.
Sorry.
Dwight picking up his bottle.
Oh, there was a white shirt available. That's nice.
Oh, was that in the Cardi Isles and one of the things we missed?
Seems to be that way.
Nice.
Okay, I just have to comment as your restreamer that I am disappointed you didn't call that tile the buy one get one footlong tile, okay?
Thanks for your input, Dark Moon.
I thought about it, but nah. That's more than a buy one get one foot long. That's like the catering sub.
Right? It's the party platter.
No, that's 4 sandworms.
Yeah, there you go. Oh, okay. The white shirt was actually in the upper left here in Ice Cave because Dwight just picked it up.
That's what it was.
White shirt, great item because it casts Invis 2 whenever you use it. Free invasion for the whole party.
Which means that these runners that are running 2 red mages, as well as another ribbon. So that's all 3 ribbons.
All 3 ribbons found. Beautiful. Though, I think that's only going to be true for Jat, because I don't think anyone else has bothered to check key-locked Temple of Fiends.
Yet.
We say yet, but it's entirely possible at this point that if they haven't, well, there are 2 runners who haven't found the key yet, but I don't believe Dwight did, and I wouldn't expect him to go back for it.
Avos is flying away from where the key is. He's going to Castle of Ordeals.
Ooh, that's an interesting play. Plenty of chests there to check, plus another incentive.
What I'm wondering right now is Avos looking for that cube?
That's a good question.
There's still 1 loose item as well. And we have no idea what it's going to be.
Yeah.
What's left on the table. So we still need the loot. And that's a big need.
Absolutely. You cannot get into the bottom of Temple of Fiends Revisited without it.
Yeah. So with that loot, it'll allow the final, quote, final, end quote, lock to be undone. Hey, Medusa's casting their weakness. And then freezing people. What is this?
Oh, Medusas.
The loot breaks the final plate that allows entrance to the back of the Temple of Fiends Revisited to fight the 4 fiends over again.
That it does.
Okay, I appreciate what Dwight has done here. Because
White
this
vampires?
is a huge tile to be found.
Oh yeah, the vampire whiz vamp tile.
On the eye tile.
Ooh, yeah, and no one else is checking that one.
That's going to be all the levels that Dwight needs. Because with bosses clamped at 180, getting levels really won't take long. It's more finding the shards.
Yeah, absolutely. And speaking of finding shards, Jat going deeper into the volcano to take on Carrie.
I like this. This will net 2 shards as well as have a bunch of chest checks along the way. The first loose was found in the armory. That was the crown in the upper right-hand chest of the actual armory. So, the question is, will the Agama floor hold the second loose?
That's a good question. Now, how cruel would it be for the second loose to be the loot and it to be in Keylock Marsh?
I would laugh.
Me too.
I'm not going to lie, I would laugh. Alright. Avo's still going through the Castle of Ordeals. Chad just promoted. Jat running through the volcano. And Dwight turns in the bottle to get the herb.
Fetch quest, fetch me a quest.
So the fairy that was in the bottle decided to dive down to the bottom of the lake to pull out some moss.
Hey, if that moss wakes up the sleeping elf prince, I'll take it.
Yeah.
Let's see if he gives us a slab just to give us more fetch quests.
That's going to be the question at this point. He's going to go ahead and save after getting that herb, and here we go. Avos opens up the chest, finds the loot.
All right, so
Castle of Ordeals.
Ordeals super required.
Ordeals is absolutely required.
Ooh, there's some opal armor for Jat, replacing that chain.
That's really nice to find.
Yeah, the only thing you could hope to find more than that is maybe the dragon armor, which isn't necessarily necessary considering we've got enough ribbons to go around.
Yeah, the dragon mail in and of itself is not going to be entirely required.
No, it'll be nice if it's got a bonus to it since the opal armor was vanilla, but otherwise, not a big deal.
Well, the Agma tile is rather hot tonight.
Oh yeah, was it a bunch of Onkelos?
No. It was fire elementals.
Oh, so it is. Yeah, it is on fire.
And then the red D tile, that's not all that scary. And a shard in what would be the incentivized chest of the volcano. Definitely a nice find for Jat, but is it going to be worth the time? Oh wait, it didn't waste any time because shoutouts to Warp.
Shoutouts to Warp, and shoutouts to knowing to use Warp so that you can avoid those trap tiles.
Alright. Jat is healing up. We are going to have our first Fiend fight here with Carrie being pulled at the 46-minute, 55-second mark. We've got an attack going out. We've got some Ice 3 coming out. Nope. Switching over. Got some fast. And I'm going to go ahead and temper. Carrie hits 6 hits for 66 damage. 3 hits from the Knight for 59. Invis 2 comes out, raising evasion. Fast going out, doubling the amount of hits that the Knight will give. Temper going out, increasing the damage of the weapons themselves, of the weapon itself. And on to round 2. Ice 3 coming out. 54 damage, a swing from the Knight, 5 hits, 181. So that Temper is already doing work. 5 hits for 97 with a crit in there from Carrie. But now that second Temper has gone out. Cure 4 going out. Lock 2 and another Ice 3. Lock 2 always going to hit because the lock fixes. 4 hits, 4 damage. Cure 4 comes out, heals up the Knight to full. Ice 3 coming out, 70 damage. A swing from the Knight, 6 hits, 2 for 65. And Carrie is still alive. So she rolled up there on the scaling, I believe.
Yeah, just a bit.
5 hits for 167 onto the bottom Black Wizard. But 6 hits, 307 takes down Carrie. That is a Fiend kill for Jat. 2 extra shards given to Jat.
Absolutely. And something I just noticed over on Dwight's side, the mandatory spike tile in Ordeals when you first come out of the Pillar Maze is green Medusas.
I saw a green Medusa encounter on Avos' side, and I thought it was the spike tile, but I wasn't 100% certain.
Yeah, it is. And again, that's another just amazing spike tile for XP. They weren't hitting particularly hard. It didn't look like they had anything especially dangerous.
Yeah, and with all the key items in tow, it's a massive amount of EXP, considering that can give as many as, I want to say 7 Gurmedusas? I think it's 4 to 7, might be 4 to 9.
Something like that.
All I know is it's a lot of EXP. Jat has the herb now and is heading to turn in the herb. Avos has the key, the loot, and technically is in go mode, just needs to find the shards. Key item-wise, definitely in go mode. Zap level 7, 24,000, almost 25,000 gold. Not a bad kill spell, but low accuracy.
So yeah, despite being in item go mode, it's entirely possible they'll keep checking incentive locations to see if they can pick up that Masa, considering we haven't found a really good endgame sword yet.
You know, I have a guess on this, and I think it's going to be in Sky.
Yeah, I mean, we're pretty low on incentive locations. It's either Sky or it's going to... And we can get into Sky because we turn in the herb and get that cube, which is why Jat's on the way there.
Yep.
If it's not here, it could be Slab, which leads to.
Oh, that would be disgusting. I would love that.
Does I mean, I guess it doesn't have to be, because we still have one loose that we haven't found. Ooh, Flame Armor +4 is nice. That might be better than the Opal.
That's going to outweigh the Opal.
You do have to re-equip it, though, after you pick it up in order for it to be better than the Opal. Otherwise, it's a massive drop.
Yup. Which he has not done, and I think he just realized that after taking a hit from those vampires, because he just got hit for 122 on that night.
I think he just wanted to check the entire floor of, oh, and resets out of those chests. Didn't find anything worth keeping.
Okay, I can't blame him. Avos has decided to dive into the marsh. Is this a desperation play from Avos?
That's a tough question at this point, yeah. Though, yeah, because, I mean, we know that Go mode doesn't require anything in Marsh, so...
That is very true, unless that second loose is here in Marsh.
Even if we find it, we've still got item Go mode at this point, so it isn't anything that's required. Actually, is that true? We may... Well, I mean, we may not need the rod at all, I suppose.
Theoretically, no. With the Oxy Ale and the Chiming Cube both able to be picked up, I don't think...
It would take an act of God for us to not find enough shards.
Yes, very much so.
Oh, Opal Armor is -5. I think we're going to stick with the Silver Bracelet +5, but also a Black Shirt, which is a great pickup. That'll cast Ice 2 when used in battle.
Looks like Jat's going to go ahead and switch over to that Opal Bracelet -5, because I think Jat was still on Chain Armor.
Ooh, yeah, if still on Chain Armor, that makes sense.
Dwight is in the volcano. Avos running through Marsh, finds that Wizard Mummy tile, and we're about to see what the Blue Dragon tile has turned into here in Mirage 3. So what do we have here?
Chimeras! Ooh, that ain't bad.
Quadruple Chimera tile. This is actually pretty good because level 1 Ice 3 is a thing. They have less than 250 HP, so Ice 3ing them down would be very, very reliable.
Yeah, they are weak to ice, right? So that would be a better use of spells compared to nuking them down?
Yes, so Ice 3 will deal a maximum of 420 damage to them.
Excellent. Ooh, and some metal slimes going down to Fire 3, no problem.
We have Chadbert diving into the sea, heading Mermaid side. I'm a fan right now.
Yeah, I mean,
am.
It's super chest dense, and when you're doing Shard Hunt, the more chest dense an area is, the better. And since we've got Warp and Exit, it's not like a particularly time-consuming check.
Not at all. Minorly time-consuming, just due to having to go through the encounters, get up to mermaids, but outside of that, yeah, it's not that time-consuming. The only downside is that I saw something with hold there.
Woof. There's that second katana -5 taunting us mercilessly.
Excuse me while I go cry in a corner.
It's fine, I'll hold it down for you.
Oh, Dwight got the red dragon encounter. Something you don't see every day.
Yep, Jat ran into one of those on his way through the volcano as well.
Alright, Jat ascending the floating fortress. Making use of heal 3, conserving the... Oh my gosh, I saw the loose earth rod.
What, was it in the Keylock Marsh?
No, it's in Mermaids.
Oh, okay. Well, that's good if we end up having to go to Earth, but I doubt it's going to be necessary. But that also means that it is going to be an incentivized sword.
Yeah, and that means that
it should be slab here that then turns into the Masa.
Yeah, So that's actually pretty interesting with how that's going to work out. Avos is about to pick up his adamant, which will then lead to the oxyale. He has yet to get the herb from the fairy, though.
So I imagine that Jat is going to get the masa off of this slab pickup, because he still hasn't been to ordeals, and if this turns into the loot, he could potentially skip ordeals.
Yeah, I have to agree with that. Though since he is in the neighborhood of ordeals, he may go ahead and stop in at ordeals and learn that it's either going to be the Earth Rod or the Mosmian.
Yeah, that's true.
Whereas Chad, once he actually gets around to doing all this, he will have the knowledge of where the Earth Rod was located and be able to deduce that that slab turn-in is going to turn into the Mosmian. There's the Bane Sword +5 for Avos Ruin.
Jat at level 23 on his entire party and has not stopped to grind at all.
And we have Dwight taking on Carrie 1 right now. Nuke coming out for 165. An attack from Carrie. She's got Dark Touch.
Yep, another nuke for 141. 4 swings for some damage. I missed it. Nuke for 232.
171 from the 4 hits.
Not bad.
We got
so yeah. Yeah, we're just going to go ahead and nuke Carrie down. 131. Ooh, 277 damage from that Carrie swing. 109. Carrie goes down.
Easy every time.
So that's something worth noting. Dwight has stopped grind a couple of times and is level 25 on the party. Jat has not stopped for anything and is level 23.
Yeah, and Avos is going to dive C. So Avos will be rewarded with quite a few shards, as Dwight is actually heading over to the Floating Fortress. Ice Shield +2 here in the 4 chest room, Northern Sky 3. Now, is Dwight going to reset out of this first floor? That's going to be the question.
Yep.
Jat running into a beautiful encounter here with the 4 red Hydras.
Yeah, I am a little surprised. Speaking of beautiful encounters, I'm a little surprised Jat ran away from a double fighter encounter a minute ago.
The fighters have had some fairly high absorb from the looks of it, so wasting the 2 Ice 2 charges would not be, or Ice 3 charges, I'm sorry, would not be very beneficial, nor throwing a nuke charge on it, where you can get 4 red Hydras and get a very comparable amount of EXP.
Looks like Jat's getting really close on shards. He's got 4 or 5 left.
Yeah, Jat's gonna be in A mode.
Yeah.
Shard-wise go mode. After he finishes out everything. Sun Sword +3 from the mermaids as well. I did miss that.
That's a respectable endgame weapon.
It's no Sun Sword +5, but it is very respectable.
Yeah, it's functional. You'll do it and you won't be unhappy about it. You'll be meh about it.
Pro Cape -3. Only 2 Pro Capes in the game, but one of them is here in Sky. Is he going to find his final shard? No, he's not. So he's going to be 1 shard off.
Oof, that's unfortunate. But that also means that he'll probably, honestly, he'll probably go to mermaids, would be my guess. Actually, no, he's gonna go to ordeals first, and I'm pretty sure there was a shard in ordeals.
I do believe there was a shard in ordeals.
So once he grabs the loot out of ordeals, he'll be in full-on go mode. Also, we are on the Bridge of Destiny, so if you want to see a robot chicken, get your bless RNGs in chat.
Question in chat asking if Avos used turbo. Not from what I noticed. If you hold down A, then it'll automatically accept inputs on menus. Unfortunately, we did not see a Warmech on the Bridge of Destiny, though. But Tiamat has been pulled. We got some Brack strats. Jat knows I'm here. Jat knows I love my Brack on Tia. Here we go. First one broken into pieces.
Goodbye, dragon.
Get out of here, Tiamat.
Yeah, Tiamat, I believe, has something like a 26% chance to get bracked.
26% indeed.
And yep, going to do ordeals first. This actually, like, the only problem with this is that because the slab's not getting translated and turned in, Jat may end up skipping that Masa.
The Maza may not actually be required, though, since Jat does have the power bonk. And
That's true. You can beat the game with your bare fist if you power bonk enough.
Mm-hmm. I mean, you could beat the game with a rapier if you wanted to. Good luck. But you could do it. You'd be waiting a long time.
Ugh, unrunnable Argoyles.
Yeah, they're gross.
Meanwhile, Avo's taking on the EXP Pinata known as the Big Eye.
Yeah, that's definitely an EXP Pinata. I mean, look at that. 4,292 EXP. That's a lot of EXP.
Certainly is.
Lit 3's coming out, as well as an Ice 3. Getting some good rolls. 4 hits for 405. Jeez, Avos, you're doing some damage.
Unrunnable Mancats too? What a rude Temple of Ordeals.
That could always be worse. Oh, look at
They've
this.
got
spike
Fire
tile.
3!
It could always be worse. They could have nuke.
That's true. Oh, what an awful spike tile. How is Avos ever going to survive?
I know, that spike tile was just terrible. And he forgot to check the chests.
Oh no.
Oh no, indeed. Avos, what are you doing, bud? Oh, and he gets hit by Squint!
Oh no! Oh no.
Oh, poor Avos. A cabin and a shard.
Thank Gord he's got that life.
Yep. And look at that, zombies and ghouls. As Jat runs into the Gurmadusa tile.
Yeah, 5 hits, 5 damage on a mage, 7 hits for 27 with a crit. Yeah, these Medusas are nothing. If you wanted to gain some, safety levels, this is a tile to do it.
All right, Dr. Funkin, I think we're about to have a Kraken.
We certainly are, up on Chadbird's side. All right, so we got some ink coming out from Kraken, basically a free turn. Love to see it. Invis 2 from the red mage. Let's get some evasion out in case he gets punchy. Invis 2 from the other one. Really don't want to deal with any kind of punching. And a fast on the fighter. Fighter goes and swings. 3 hits, 106. Kraken's a little absorbed, filled tonight. Making some tough choices on what to do. Decides to go with Cure 3 on the knight. Fast on one of the other red mages. 4 hits for 198. Cure 3 comes out. 2 hits, 57 damage from Kraken. Not bad. 5 hits, 30 damage from that fasted red mage. So now we got some Ice 3, Ice 3, Ice 3 strats. Ice 3 hitting for 126. Lit 2 coming out for chip damage on the party. Another 5 hits, 217 damage. Ice 3, 115. Ice 3, 74. Kraken still standing, but probably not long for this world. Another round of ink. Another round of not caring. Ice 3, 77 damage, and the big fish becomes Calamari.
And Jat has entered full go mode after picking up that final shard within the Northwest Castle. Right after Chadbert gets rid of Kraken. So we are about to have our first Temple of Fiends Revisited dive here at we'll call it the hour and 5 minute mark. Jat is on fire right now. He's got the levels. He's got the spell charges. He's in really good shape.
Yeah, the only thing he doesn't have is a really, really good sword, but I think he'll be okay.
He should be all right with what he's got.
Yeah, that flame sword had a bonus on it, so it's not like it's nothing.
It is a +2 flame sword, so there is a massive benefit on that. We'll see what happens, though.
Yeah, you never know. Those fiends could roll some really rude scripts.
What are we going to have?
Ooh, that gator has heal 3.
That it does. And Jat has broken the plate, gone through the final locked door, and we have a Warmech on the right side!
My favorite robot chicken.
He runs away from it.
Moo. I don't actually blame him for running away, but still, boo.
Oh, this man. No, not really. All right. Jat about to go back into the first floor of the Temple of Fiends. He's in the back half of it. He's ready to fight the revisited fiends. As Dwight continues on through the Bridge of Destiny right now. Getting ambushed to no end. And Jat gets a hero run through most of the Earth floor. So here we go. We're going to have our first look here at Lich 2, who, you know, I'm not expecting it to be long for this world.
There's a reason that Ragnarok has edited Lich 2's sprite to be a literal speed bump.
That's true. All right, we have spell decisions being made. We've got Lit 3 coming out, Fire 3, Fire... Oh no, we got Fast. So Lit 3 is going to come out for 92 damage. Bane comes out from Lich 2 immediately. Poison Smoke slain on that bottom Black Wizard. Fire 3 comes out, 92 damage. So we got chip damage going out all around right now. 3 hits for 141. Fire 3 comes out, 54 damage. Bare hand attack for 1 damage.
Better off waiting. Fire 3...
196, that's it for Lich 2.
And a little bit of life too, and it's like that Poison Smoke never happened. Remembering to equip that Coral Sword +1. Now, is a Coral Sword +1 or a Rune Sword +2 going to be a better weapon?
I believe the Rune Sword +2 will be.
Okay.
But when it comes to fighting Kraken, the Coral Sword will definitely prevail.
Fair enough.
Dwight making Tiamat look easy. I actually completely missed the fight altogether. But we have a carry 2 pull right now from Jat. Here we go. So we've got some temper and some fast going out right now. And we've got a slight strategy change with a white shirt and then fast. So white shirt's going to go out to raise evasion on the party.
And that seems like a smart thing, considering 7 hits for 300 damage.
7 hits, 326. Fast and Temper go out. That Knight did some negligible damage. I do believe we're about to see some Cure 4 coming out. Lock 2 comes out on Carrie, making her easier to hit. 7 hits for 158. 7 hits, 326. Before Cure 4 can get initiative, this is going to be a little dicey now.
Time for nuke strats.
It's definitely time for some nukes. Here we go. White shirt comes out again. That's the 3rd stack. Nuke comes out. 159. Carrie goes nuclear on Jat.
You got nuke strats? I got nuke strats, says Carrie.
This is a race against the damage clock now. No time to be super defensive. White shirt comes out again. That's 5 stacks of evasion. Nuke comes out, 130 damage. Crack comes out. And that bottom Black Wizard falls into the crack and is terminated or slain. Ice 3 comes out, dealing little damage. Nuke comes out, 168. Ink's going to be ineffective. That's a free turn for Jat. So this is very, very dicey right now. Nuke for 191. Ice 3 coming out, 57 damage. Nuclear again! This is a gatekeeper carry.
Oh my god. Carrie is brutal tonight.
Nuclear crack ink nuclear.
Yeah,
Carrie
I think so.
Carrie has 2 of the 4 nuclears in the pool. Avos has found some blue stake though.
Oh yeah, the single most XP on a single monster in the game.
Single highest XP on the overworld. Dwight does a tell, though, entering Temple of Fiends Revisited at the hour 10-minute, 22-second mark as Jat dives back in.
Looks like those bad men had stun touch.
They did. Dwight getting the quadruple gas dragon encounter and gets less badmen than Jat did. But Jat is back at the loot plate, breaks it open, goes through that last locked door, and is now back and ready to take down Carry 2. What's scary right now is that clock of the abilities.
So, let's say you're in Jet's shoes. Do you alter strategy and just try and nuke Carry down completely, just hitting nuke, 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 to try and out damage raise her?
I go full speed and power with fast temper on the fighter, and then nuke, nuke, nuke.
Alright. So maybe move the fighter to the back row and buff it up?
Absolutely. Drop the fighter to slot 4, move one of the Black Wizards up to slot 1, use it as a ritual sacrifice, and then boom. Speed and power. Chadbird and Avos both in Mirage 2, ascending the Mirage Tower, ready to head into the Sky Castle. They're both looking for the last shards. Dwight has gone through the loot plate as Jat pulls Lich 2 again.
So that's the other thing, though, is it's not just that spell list that was scary. Carry 2 was hitting a lot and really hard as well.
Yeah, 7 hits for 360 on the Knight, who's got some really good armor.
Absolutely. Still has that Opal equipped.
Yeah, it's pretty fearsome.
You know, some people...
Avos found the Opal bracelet and sat for a moment, had to think about what he wanted to do. Jat made Lich look easy the second time around.
Oh no, Dwight is having a much worse time with those Banes because he's only got 2 of the 3 ribbons.
Yeah, that would do it, but he does make it through just fine. Still has a red mage alive, so life 2s can go out. Jat is moving both of the black mages to the front.
Yep, making sure that the ones with the right spells are in the right places, and it is sacrifice time as we go on to fight Carry for a second time.
Here we go. We've got fast coming out. We do not have fast coming out. We do have fast coming out. On to the Knight. We have white shirt going out, defense sword, and invis 2. So the goal right now is to max out that evasion on the Knight. So the Knight's already at 3 stacks. 3 hits for 147. So Carry actually didn't hit that Black Wizard too terribly hard.
Maybe she didn't crit him.
That could be the case. That's definitely a possibility, but Nuclear's going to come out and finish out one of the Black Mages. Power Bonk goes out, Temper's going out, the fast has already been applied. It's time for that Knight to go in. All in on the Knight. Here we go. 7 hits, 386. So we got some good damage coming out, as Dwight is also on Carry. Going with nukes. Crack comes out, not going to do anything. 3 hits for 19 from Dwight. But more nukes are coming out. So we got some damage coming out with nukes. We got lock 2s coming out. The only problem is that since that XCal was -5, it's not doing a lot of damage. 8 hits for 566 from Jat.
There we go.
6 hits, 603. That's it for Carry.
Whew, that was a scary Carry.
Very much so.
And Dwight's full nuke strat's paying off as Carry goes down on the first try.
All right. On to Kraken floor. How scary is Kraken going to look? That's going to be the question.
At least as scary as vanilla.
I mean, that's the minimum. That's to be expected. All right. So we've got some seafood, we got some waters, we got some manicores, and we got levels. As Chadbert is approaching the Bridge of Destiny as well, it's almost sitting at level 28. Chadbert's looking really good on levels right now.
Yep, Chadbert's been moving at a little bit slower pace than our other runners, but it's been paying off in survivability.
Yeah, I've got a lot of appreciation for how Chadbert's been approaching this.
Meanwhile, Jat getting set up. We're starting out with the white shirt going out, throwing an Invis 2 stack out. Fast comes out on the fighter. Defense stacks going up. Stun on that top black mage. Temper coming out. And we're gonna lock 2, swing, and Invis 2. Swing comes out, 4 hits, 54 damage. Uh-oh, and Kraken's coming out with a blizzard. Not a whole lot of damage, luckily. Lock 2 comes out, making it a little easier to hit. Another stack of Invis 2 in case Kraken gets punchy. So we're going to throw out some more Temper, and we're going to throw out a Power Bonk. Temper coming out, Invis 2 coming out.
We have Chadbert on Warmech as well.
Yep. Power Bonk goes out, Kraken with Zap, ineffective on the whole party, and oh, Chadbert is fighting the Warmech. Oh, Kraken has actual nuke! And has killed everyone but the fighter. But 5 hits, 617, so we are at hold A and Prey right now.
154 damage from a crit. Quad X comes out, misses. A swing from the Knight, 8 hits, 446. Kraken has a lot of life. 5 hits, 543, terminated!
Awesome, and as long as you remember to pick up some life on that fighter, we are still good.
He picked up life on the fighter.
Excellent. You love to see that.
Whew. Okay. We have a Warmech right now. Nuke's coming out on Warmech for 124. Another nuke coming out, 220 something. Another nuke for 167. That's it for the Warmech, 24,000 EXP. Chad has levels for days. Dwight still taking on Kraken 2. Things are looking pretty solid right now for Dwight. Block 2, easier to hit. We have double Tiamats. Tia 1, Tia 2, Kraken 2.
So many boss fights all at once. Fast comes out on that fighter on Jat's side. Invis 2 coming out from the red mage. Tiamat swings and eats a black mage. Defense sword going out. Temper going out. Power bonk. Lock 2. Ooh, and now the red mage got eaten. That ain't good. Power bonk. Lock 2 on Tiamat. Going for another cast of defense. Can't say I blame him. And a cast of temper. Lit 2, so some chip damage. Defense sword going off, and we're going to do a test swing, see what happens, and throw out another temper. Another Lit 2, another bit of chip damage. And we have got 5 hits for, was that 370 or 37 damage?
5 hits, 370, 6 hits for 535 with a crit. Lock 2 is going to come out, reducing Tiamat's evasion.
Excellent. This is looking decent.
We have 20 heads on the screen with 4 dragons.
Oh my goodness. And Tiamat 2 goes down for Jat.
As Tiamat 1 goes down for Chad. Avo's still working on Tia 1. Dwight on Tia 2. Lit 2's coming out, dealing more chip damage except for Chad. Temper comes out. Onto Jat. The Knight Invis 2 comes out, raising evasion some more. We got more Tempers coming out. That's going to be the last Temper from the Black Wizard. And there's the Iron Goal for Jat. Jat's about to enter the layer of Chaos. So here we go. Quad X, erase Slain onto the Black Wizard. And I didn't see how much damage from 6 hits. Lock 2 is going to come out, making Tia easier to hit. But Jat has engaged Chaos at the 1 hour, 19 minute, 42 second mark. We have some Temper coming out onto the Knight. We have a white shirt. We have defense. We have Invis 2. Here we go. What is Chaos going to have? We saw 2 nuclears on Carry 2.
And we saw Nuke on Kraken.
So we've got 2 hits for 231 onto that first slot Black Wizard. But that's fine. Lock 2 is going to come out fast. and now we're going to power bonk. We've got more tempers coming out as well. So we've got increased damage on that knight. Fast is going to come out, doubling the hits. Power bonk, increasing the damage as well, thanks to the saber spell. But that second Black Wizard goes down to 308 damage. Blaze comes out. That's the strongest fire elemental attack in the game. Lock 2 comes out, making Chaos easier to hit. We've got more power bonks, more temper. Slow 2, I do believe, connected.
Oof, that ain't good, considering that both of our fast casters are down. 6 hits, 773 though, so we're still doing okay. So maybe slow 2 didn't hit.
It did not hit. So everything is good there. More Invis 2 coming out as Dwight also engages Chaos, going defensive as well to start. A hit for 134 from Chaos, 7 hits for 513 from Jat. Nuclear comes out. That's the third nuclear in the pool. There's one more remaining. Chaos might have it. Chaos also might have some nukes. 7 hits for 555. Chaos is still standing. Potential maximum HP of 3,600. Cure 4 comes out, bringing the knight back up to full. An attack comes out. Inferno takes down the red wizard. 7 hits, 589, terminated by Jat 2980, finishing with an official SRL time of 1 hour, 21 minutes, 30 seconds.
Get those GGs in chat for Jat, who finishes in second place.
Our first place finisher was DVS, who finished with an hour, 14 minutes, 44 seconds. Right now, though, we have Dwight with Avos down. Nuclear comes out. He still has the knight up, who's swinging the X-Cal -5. 7 hits for 78 damage. He needs to drop some power bonk. We don't know what's beyond with Chaos right now. Here we go. 8 hits, 131. Still not doing a lot of damage. Chaos is missing Jat. He's going to go ahead
Dwight.
and 2. The knight's name is Jat.
Ah, yes. Speaking of Jat, I believe we were just joined by Jat in chat.
We
GG,
are.
Jat.
Thank you very much.
GG's Jat. It will be one moment because we've got Dwight in a bit of a sticky situation against Chaos. 8 hits for 108 damage. And unfortunately, he's out of temper, so he's got to resort to Ice 3. I don't know if he's forgotten about the power bonk or not. 8 hits for 157. There's a crit in there. Another swing, 8 hits, 72. That's the problem with the weapon that Dwight is using. He just doesn't have enough power without using those tempers right now. Ice 3 for 36. Tornado comes out. Non-elemental AoE damage on the party. Ribbons are not going to resist that at all. 8 hits for 83. Chaos, swing and a miss. Heal 3 comes out, bringing more health back. He's out of heal 3s. He's out of cure 4s. He has got to get this done. 77 damage from the X-Cal, and then another chip damage from Ice 3. 66 coming out from that Ice 3, so not super chippy on that, but then an 8 for 8. You hate to see that.
Also, Dwight doesn't have the power bonk.
Oh, he didn't find the loose crown.
He does not have the power bonk, does he?
No, I believe that he had the crown, but he never turned it in, and he never. Well, at least he doesn't have his ruby, which is where the power bonk was in Titan's tunnel.
Right. So we see 8 hits for 104. This is the problem with not having any tempers, as Chadbert is in the Temple of Fiends Revisited, as is Avos. Fire 3 comes out, 33 damage. Swing, 8 hits, 107. Here we go. How close is Dwight? Because that nuclear clock has got to be coming around very soon. He's throwing everything he can, including the kitchen sink itself. Fire 3 for 50. Chaos hits for 168. All he's got left are harm 4s. Stop comes out. Not going to hit. Swing, 8 hits, 111. Swing with the fire sword, 3 for 3. Here we go. Bane is not going to hit. 8 hits for 82, though, coming out from that X-Cal -5. Another 8 hits, 72. 3 hits for 3 with that Fire Sword. This is really, really...
Oh no, slow 2 just hit on the fighter.
That's going to drop the fighter back down to the normal amount of hits. So 4 hits for 84. Which, I mean, you know, that's a thing. And he's still going. He is still fighting this chaos. He's been here for quite some time. 4 hits, 52. He's going to swing that Fire Sword 3 for 3. Here we go. 4 for 44. We're still going here. 3 for 49. There's a crit with that Fire Sword finally. But 3 for 73 gets it done!
GG to Dwight Desatel, who finishes in 4th place with an official SRL time of 1 hour, 25 minutes, and 50 seconds.
All right, now that chaos is done, Jet, GG, sir.
Thank you very much.
So, I noticed you mentioned in chat that the Maza was missing in action.
Yes. Was it in Lefane?
It was in Lefane.
It was the Lefane turn after the slap.
I thought that I had enough defensive strategies that I could get through Topher and save the time to go to Lefane, which did work on my second run through. The first one just got... I may have had a missed strategy, but I knew I couldn't speed and power through it to a certain extent, so that's why I was going defensive strats, but then I also forgot to use the defensive sword on turn 1, which probably cost me.
Yeah, Carrie was impolite, to say the least.
Yeah, I mean, she had a lot. It just, she has low HP, right? So I also could have gone for like nuke, 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 or something along those lines, and that might have gotten the job done as well. But
that is what worked for Dwight.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, though, when Dwight ran into chaos, Dwight was out of temper charges due to that.
That's exactly actually why I didn't want to go nuke, nuke, nuke with Carrie, because like level 5 magic was so stacked that I was very concerned about running out of temper charges. So the plan all along was to go for defensive strats, but I did not expect Carrie to be able to two-shot my fighter through, invis charges. So, just a little adjustment I had to make there.
So, speaking of level 5 black magic, how tough was it for you to decide what spells you wanted to take?
It actually was pretty easy, except I messed up. So I meant to take Nuke on all 3 characters, Warp on 1 of the characters, and 2 Brax. And of course Tempera on all 3, which I think was totally fine. Except I couldn't figure out why I couldn't buy Nuke on my 4th character, and then I realized it's because I had bought Nuke on my 4th character already, and Warp was on my 3rd character. So I just kind of got them mixed up because of menu location. I'm also a little bit rusty. I haven't played in a few days. So yeah, that was bad. So I ended up with everything I wanted, except 1 character had 2 spells and 1 character didn't have Nuke, which wasn't ideal.
It happens.
But yeah, so I think, 1 Warp and then 2 Brax, if I had to take on, Tiamat and Kraken, would have definitely done the trick there.
So, Carry 2. You get punched out, and then you find out nuclear, crack, ink, nuclear.
Yes.
Had you gotten back around to facing double nuclear, did you have anything planned to change your strategy around so that way you'd be able to survive?
Like, as in the second time around, or that first time around?
The second time around.
Oh, second time around. Second time around, I was just more willing to burn nukes as necessary. Like, we're at 180% clamp, so that carry had at most around 1,000 HP. My fighter was going to swing for 100 or 200, and nukes were going to average out to about 200 as well. And because of that, I knew that I could basically 3-round her. So it was very unlikely for me to have to deal with that again. That being said, I was considering like a preemptive heal 3 cast or something along those lines. However, my character levels were fairly low, so I knew I had to actually just, burn some spell charges against her, and that's kind of what I ended up doing the second go around. at like basically a round of prep and then all offense.
So, remind me what levels your characters were.
My fighter was 20. My whole party was around 24, which was totally fine for it, except for the fact that I didn't have a late game sword.
And I believe we have just been joined in the booth by Dwight Desatel as well. GG, Dwight.
Oh yeah, GG Dwight.
Thanks, folks. That last chaos fight was rough. I stretched myself too thin using all my nukes on carry. Where was the message at? I didn't have the map. I only XL.
Evidently it was in Lefane. I didn't pick it up either.
Yeah, because the Earth Rod was your final loose item. That was in the mermaid side of C.
Okay.
Oh, hey, Kraken had Zap.
Yes, Kraken did. And Dwight, you missed out on the power bonk because you didn't do the TNT to Crystal to Ruby.
Yeah, if I would have had the power bonk, I would have been a lot better, but I guess I wanted to try to save time by not tracking it down. I went and checked I saved at Topher, went and checked Astos to see if he gave me the Massa or the power bonk, and then if he gave me anything else, I was just going to run in, and then if I died, I was going to go back, track it down, and see if it was one of the two. That was my plan. I ended up finishing, so it might have saved me time. I probably should just not have stretched my temper charges so thin. I actually should have just fought that Warmech on the Bridge of Destiny, and I ran away. That's what I should have done. If I'd have killed that Warmech, I'd have had plenty of levels to be able to finish it up.
You definitely would have. And actually, while you did stretch yourself a little thin, that carry was real nasty. As Jat found out, it had nuclear, crack, ink, nuclear for skills.
Yeah, and punched real hard too.
Yeah, she was nasty.
Yeah, she two-shot his fighter through a stack of Invis 2.
Ouch. I was just trying to get her down as quick as I could because I figured I was behind. So.
Avos is in a bit of a sticky situation right now.
Yeah, just trading nukes with Kraken right now, and then Kraken with the punch, and that's a wipe for Avos.
The dirt party has perished and is now residing above the dirt. Just
it's important to realize that these seeds, like, yes, they're duckling flags, kind of, but they're also clamp bosses. So, this Topher is not really a joke. If Nuke was level 1, it'd be pretty straightforward, but because level 5 magic is so contested, it makes it quite difficult to navigate, actually.
Yeah, level 5 magic being what it was, I would have stopped to think about it as well. But in the end, you guys basically did what I would have done. Which is gotten Nuke on all of them, even though Nuke, in my opinion, Nuke wasn't entirely a necessity due to you guys having all 3 of the tier 3 sweepers, or elemental sweepers. So I would have had more Brack at the ready. And yes, bracking Kraken 2 and Tia 2 is a 6% chance. Very, very low. 6% is non-zero. So, in the end, though, you still made it through. You guys did make some extremely good decisions with the level 5 magic, as well as your party compositions, because, yeah, you guys' party compositions were very, very similar.
Oh, did you run the same thing, Dwight? Fighter, red mage, black mage, black mage?
No, I ran fighter, red, black.
Oh, okay, yeah, that party comp was killer in the seed as well. A little bit of trouble running away, but other than that, the red mage was so powerful that, yeah, definitely a good party comp for this flag set in general, but definitely this particular seed.
Very, very
I found that fighter mage trap tile in Northwest Castle and killed it a couple times, so I was like pretty leveled from the beginning, so I was okay at running away.
Yeah,
although I got super lucky. So I did that trap tile like 4 times. It's like, man, these are dying to an ice 3. This is great. And then like the very last time I did it, they hit me with damage poison. I was like, nope, not again.
All right, we have Chadbert taking on Chaos, going with Fast and Invis 2s to get the defenses up, as Avos has re-entered the Temple of Fiends Revisited. So Chadbert, going with a slightly defensive strat, going to go ahead and drop a wall and start power bonking after getting Fast out. Blaze is going to come out from Chaos. High damage fire elemental. Unfortunately, mismenus to warp instead of tempering or nuking. So that's that level 5 charge, unfortunately wasted for Chad. So Lock 2 is going to come out instead, which definitely will help a bit. More Invis 2 is coming out, raising evasion even more. Power Bonk going to come out, increasing the damage that fighter can do. As Slow 2 goes out onto the first slot Red Wizard. So with that, Chad's actually in a very good spot. First attack, 6 hits, 389. With some crits in there. Heal 3 is going to come out, repairing some of that damage that was dealt, and more Lock 2 is going to come out. More power bonking, more Lock 2s. Things are looking good. Avos pull and carry 2. And here we go. We've got fights, we got weights, we got locks, we got good stuff. 7 hits for 682. We got lots of crits going right now. So here we go. It's weight, fight, weight. 8 hits for 1,031. That nuclear comes out. That's going to be nothing for Chad to handle. Here we go. Another swing with the Vorpal. 8 hits, 935. That's it for Chadbert. He's taking down Chaos. He finishes in 11th place with an official SRL time of 1 hour, 36 minutes, 31 seconds.
GG to Chadbert.
GG's, Chad. Where'd Chad find that Vorpal? Let's ask him.
The Vorpal -2 was in one of the upper chests in the arsenal floor of the volcano.
Yeah, I definitely found that Vorpal, then I sold it for floater money, which maybe perhaps was a little bit questionable, but I just assumed I would get a better sword, which wasn't really the case. The Flame 2 was okay.
So,
I just swung the XCal -5. I sold the defense sword for floater money.
Oh.
I was going to ask you, Dwight, why did you stick with the XCal -5?
Because I figured it was better than the Flame 2. Maybe I'm wrong there. Maybe I should have just swung the Flame 2.
I mean, I think that if we're talking raw power, I do believe that the XCal -5 does beat the Flame +2. The only difference we're really looking at that point is crit rate. And at that point, it's going to be negligible at best.
Yeah, I think on Chaos, I probably should have switched to the Bane 5 for that extra crit rate increase, most likely. I actually didn't consider that, so something to think about for next time for sure.
Yeah, actually, the Bane 5 was definitely the right choice now that I think about it. I didn't even consider it, but yeah, that definitely would have been a better sword to swing. I just picked it up so late that I kind of forgot about it.
And that happened too.
Yep, I just kind of didn't consider it. I was like, well, I got my XCal. Hopefully this Chaos rolled low absorb. It didn't, but I did chip damage and was able to get there. I was like, if this Chaos has Cure 4, my dreams are going to be crushed.
I mean, if it helps you guys out at all, one of the things that I do personally when Blurst weapons are on is I will check each weapon to see which is going to be stronger to actually use. So not so much on the crit rate, but just on the attack power itself.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, no, the Bane 5 was vastly superior to anything that we were swinging. Yeah, that was like by far the choice. According to like my napkin math, the Bane 5's like probably as good, if not better, than the vanilla XCal against the last 2 or 3 fiends. So yeah, definitely a good piece of advice and something good to consider for next time. Did everyone route more or less the same? Or were there a lot of variance in terms of where people decide to go?
Minor deviations here and there. I mean, the biggest thing was, Jack, you were in the air first. If I remember correctly, you were...
Dwight was.
No, Dwight was. Then you were in the air not long after him, and you made up the 3-minute difference very, very quickly.
still pretty pleased to be the first one on the screen into the air. We don't know when the winner eventually was in the air, but at least Marsh had nothing, but it had the money I needed to get me into the air. So that was good.
I was about to say, Marsh had nothing. It had like 25,000 gold.
Yeah, I was debating between Marsh and if it wasn't Canoe at Crescent Lake, I was debating if I would go to Marsh or just go and sit on a trap tile for like 5 minutes. That's how much I didn't want to go into Marsh. But luckily that didn't come to it. As soon as I got the Canoe, I knew my plan was basically go to Armory for cash and then continue from there. Oh man, Carrie's just giving Avos a piece of its mind as well.
Yeah, Carrie's given Avos the business a few times. It's been, unfortunately, quite evil.
My thoughts on why I went to Marsh looking for money was because I didn't want to sail all over to the Crescent Lake, get rewarded with a power bonk, and then just have to sail all the way back to try to go someplace else to find money. I figured I'd either find money or a piece of equipment because I knew I had most of it because I was just gonna sell the defense sword because I had Invis 2 on 2 red mages plus the knight because I already had the tail. So I don't know. Could have been wrong. If Marsh had something good in it, it would have been real good.
Yeah,
I mean,
oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say, if Marsh had a loose item, like, that play would have put you way ahead as well. So, I mean, you were kind of getting 2 for the price of 1. 1, get ahead because of loose, and then 2, also some cash for your floater, which, as you said, you were in the air 3 minutes earlier, and it's a lot faster to get to Crescent Lake in the air than it is to sail over there.
All right, Avos going in for another dive of Temple of Fiends. And here in just a moment, we are joined by Chadbert. GG's, Chad.
Thank you.
Yeah, GG.
I had to fix my audio here. I'll be right back.
GG's, Chad.
Chad will be back in a moment.
Okay, that should be better. GG, everyone.
So, Chad, your play was very, very good, very, very consistent throughout the entire seed. Your levels were really, really good throughout it. Was there anything that you were worried about going through the seed in general?
I was worried about being locked out of life or exit or anything like that, but it ended up being I was a little money starved early, so I couldn't get all the spells I really wanted to get.
There was an overabundance of great magic at the early levels.
Yep, and I took 2 red mages and a black mage, so it was very expensive early on.
Well, we just got Avos feeding Lich its cake. Finally get Seeked Lich again. So, you're going through the seed, you're going through Sky, you hit the Bridge of Destiny, you encounter Warmech, Chad.
Yep.
Did you think about running away from Warmech because it was runnable, or did you kill it for the fans?
I kind of killed it for the fans, but I was also a little bit, slightly bit lower level than I tend to really like to be. I could have run away and been fine, but I was like, if I can do it, I can get a lot of levels and it works. I'd only gotten 2 orbs in Sky already anyway, so it would have cost me 2 minutes if I failed, but saved me a lot of time if I didn't, so decided to go ahead and do it for the fans.
Well, as a person who appreciates Warmech kills, I will tell you now, I appreciated you doing that.
Thank you for your service.
Thank you, but I did decide I didn't really want to do it a second time.
Yeah. I don't blame you on that one.
What did that Warmech have, Chad? Because I saw it too, and I just ran away. And I think I made a mistake. I think I should have fought it.
Nothing. He punched and had like some second level spell. It was nothing.
Because I definitely considered it. I was just going like, all right, I wasn't prepared for this, but I could just go triple invis 2, nuke, and hope to make it. But
That is exactly what I did. But I also didn't have Masa, so I was swinging a Vorpal -2 and a Sun 3.
Yeah. Speaking of that Vorpal, shout out to Team Vorpal first off. Secondly, that Vorpal paid off so much for you against Chaos after you got a couple tempers out, because your crits were just wild throughout that fight.
Yeah, I decided to go ahead and just go with the Vorpal because I was like, I knew where Masa would end up being, and I was like, I'm not going to go turn in the slab and then go to the Fane and deal with all that to potentially get up for a Masa -5.
Yeah.
What was it, by the way?
We don't know. We never saw it.
Yeah, literally no one went to get it.
All right. What did others swing then?
So Dwight, would you like to say what you were using?
yeah, I was swinging the XCal -5.
I used that before I got to the Fiends. Once I got to the Fiends, I was like, this is not working, so I switched at that point.
I didn't have the Vorpal. I would have taken that Sun Sword though too. I probably would have used that instead.
Yeah, the Sun Sword was good until Topher. And it really didn't help with Mormec.
And I think Jat was swinging a Fire Sword +2 the whole game.
Yep. And we were talking earlier that the Bane 5 was not the best sword in the seed. The Masa -2 was better, but the Bane 5 was definitely good.
Oh, Masa was -2? Someone said that?
Yeah, I think someone said it was like -2 or -3, so...
Still completely doable.
Yeah.
Oh, very much doable. That's still a solid Mosmian.
I would have much rather had the Maza -2 than the XCal -5.
Yeah, no kidding there.
Agreed, even far better than the Vorpal -2, but at least the Vorpal worked.
Vorpal's got that crit rate for you. But Avos, right now, back to Kraken 2. Is he going to be able to defeat Kraken 2, or is Kraken 2 going to have another lunch? Or dinner, shall I say? Depending upon what area in the world you're in. We got 4 hits for 255, and now Earth is down. We have fire and water.
On top of punching fairly hard, Kraken also had Stun Touch.
Hey, 6 hits, 882 takes down Kraken 2 for Avos. So Avos is on to Tia 2. Things are looking good for Avos. We've had a bunch of people finish throughout all this. But we are going to go ahead and stick with Avos right now. As he pulls Tiamat 2. Starting out with Temper, Fast. Gonna go ahead and use the Defense Sword and Invis 2. More evasion going out. Definitely a good move. So Fast and Temper have gone out. Lit 2's going to come out from Tia. Not hurting too terribly badly. A little bit of damage here and there, you know. Nothing a heal 3 can't fix. But instead, more Invis 2. 3 hits for 190 onto Earth. So, not hitting too terribly hard. Swing from the Knight, 10 hits, 203, and there was a crit in that. So low damage coming out. We've got Ice 3s, 9 hits, 171 with another crit. Quad X gonna come out, not gonna do anything. Ice 3, 57 damage. Lit 2 is going to come out again, and yeah. Both of the Black Mages looking a little low on HP. One's on one knee right now. We've got more Ice 3 coming out. No, instead we've got Quad X. So Ice 3 for 63, Quad X coming out. Ineffective. Quad X being fired right back for nothing. 9 hits, 424. Got some good damage coming out now from the Knight. More Ice 3 going to be coming out, as well as a Heal 3. 9 hits, 171. Quad X coming out. Erased. Terminated.
And now Avos healing up before the big fight with the big man Chaos. Runs into the same Iron Goal, because on the same step counter as everyone else. Oh, Iron Goal had Blizzard.
Oh yeah, by the way, guys, how'd you feel about that Iron Goal right before Chaos?
I ran so quick that I didn't even know what it did.
I did too. I just ran away. Yeah, it didn't even hit me.
I ran away with like speed bump in the way. Good to go.
I like it. I like it. So, Dr. Funkin.
So, Stony Wrath.
Would you like to take this Chaos fight?
I would love to. Thank you for offering.
It is all yours, my friend.
And Avos pulls the big man Chaos. We're going to start off with some Temper. A little bit of Invis 2. Maybe a Fast if you're saucy. And a Defense Sword. So Fast comes out first, along with Temper. Love to see that happen. 2 hits, 284 from Chaos. Invis 2 comes out. And the defense goes off. Round 2. We got a little more Temper. We got another cast of Invis 2. A little more Temper. And we're going to start power bonking. And then Blaze comes out, drops that Black Mage, and drops the other one to its knee. Invis 2 comes out again for a little more evasion. Another stack of Temper. And now we're going with Lock 2. The final cast of Invis 2, and we're going to take a test swing. So Lock goes out, easy to hit. Invis 2, so we got our third stack of Invis. Chaos with Slow 2, I believe that was on the Red Mage. 7 hits, 643 damage, great swing from the fighter. Looks like we're casting a Desperation Zap there. Yep, Zap comes out, ineffective. Another swing, 9 hits, 526, and another Temper Charge. Chaos with Nuclear, taking out that Red Mage and throwing some big damage out. Looks like we're going to throw a Cure 4 on that fighter, just to make sure it stays up. 6 hits, 800 damage. Chaos is on the ropes. Chaos throwing out Rub, ineffective. Going with Nuke now. Smells blood in the water. 5 hits for 425 damage. Nuke comes out, 109. Chaos still standing, swing and a miss. We got one final Nuke cast. Chaos coming out with Lit 2 for chip damage. Nuke comes out, 390 damage. Chaos still reeling. 6 hits, 613 damage, and Chaos goes down!
Avos finishing in 20th place with an official SRL time of 1 hour, 53 minutes, and 40 seconds. GG's to Avos.
Big GG's to Avos. That was a good fight.
He had a rough time throughout the entirety of Topher. Kept getting bounced out, went back in, went up, kept fighting, and prevailed. We are waiting to see if Avos is going to join us for an interview. So, Dwight, while you were fighting Chaos, I do have to ask you, how many rounds was it before you went, will he just die?
It was about my 10th turn before I was like, I'm in trouble. And I had my finger over my reset button because I was like, is it faster to just reset? And I was like, well, I'm dealing damage and I don't think I can die anytime soon. So I'm just going to keep fighting. I expelled all my charges on my Red Mage and just kept hitting fight. and just hope. If I saw Cure 4, I was going to reset. But other than that, I was just going to keep duking it out. And then he hit me with slow 2 and made it worse as well. I don't know if everybody saw that.
Oh, we did. And we despaired for you.
The only bright side you had on that is that you had pre-fasted your night. So with that being done, you ended up having 4 hits instead of being dropped down to 1.
And we are joined by Avos. GG, Avos.
Well, it was certainly a game.
I was about to say, Avos, you and I talked about this a little bit a couple days back, even yesterday, and then this happens. What was going through your head while you were in Topher?
Well, I just got I just got sloppy. Is basically what it was. I think the first time through, I got kind of unlucky. And then after that, I just kept making mistakes. I should have started walling my knight sooner or moved the ribbon over. I think part of it was because I felt like I was kind of close to beating Kraken on that first dive. That made it feel like, I could have slid through, and it just made me slow to adjust.
Could it have been that you were on tilt by chance, my friend?
That's certainly a possibility. But honestly, again, it was just sloppy on my part. I totally forgot Carrie had Quake. So when she killed my fighter on one of the later dives, that was that was really embarrassing. But I think I was still thinking clearly enough that I could make those adjustments. If I was on tilt, it wasn't a ton. I felt like Friday I was more on tilt, but
I mean, you were still playing well enough that you did make the adjustments and got it all done. The other question I have is, what you were using the Sun Sword +3 as your in-game weapon, correct?
Well, eventually.
Did you forget about the Bane Sword +5 by chance?
So what happened was I was using the Bane Sword +5, and then at one point I switched over to the Sun Sword +3 because I realized it was better.
So, yeah, you and Chad were the only two that had the Sun Sword +3. Dwight, the unfortunate soul that he is, had 35 rounds against Chaos using the XCal -5.
Oh, you could still do worse, technically.
This is true.
Oh, man.
It was rough, let me tell you.
Well, you say that, you still beat me.
Well, yeah, I was a Cure 4 away from not getting there.
Yeah, that is very true, too.
Yeah.
Dr. Fucking, you got any questions for Avos?
At this point, I'm just wondering, any final thoughts from the four of you on this particular race?
Let's go ahead and start with you, Jet, since you finished first overall on the restream.
Yeah, it was a little bit of a strange seed and a little bit I was triple dipping towns because of the money situation, so I think I got a little bit thrown off. It was definitely a different feeling seed than what I had done a lot of practices, but overall, it went pretty well. I'm a little bit disappointed I wiped on that carry, but I think DVS played a very, very, very solid seed because I was looking back at his VOD and he was actually still ahead of me even if I didn't wipe. So overall, I can't really complain, and I think it's good, and I'm looking forward to the rest of the Duck Derby. Because I missed the first race, it's kind of pretty for fun for me at this point. So that's, takes a lot of the pressure off and lets me just enjoy it. So that's what I plan to do.
Dwight Desatel, any final thoughts from you?
No, I like the flags. That seed was pretty fun. Got a couple things I got to clean up, and super consistent 2 5th place finishes in a row. So we'll hope to try to improve on that. But yeah, it was a blast. Thanks for putting on the broadcast. Thanks for featuring me. I can go back and watch it later and see some spots where I maybe could have did better. That's always awesome. Yeah, thanks everybody for watching at home.
Chadbert.
Yeah, start off by saying GG to everyone. GG to you, Avis. I didn't have a chance to say that yet. I think it was definitely a very fun set of flags, and there wasn't anything tricky other than the money situation. And it was a lot of work to try to get Moss up. Probably should have been more aggressive to get through some of this stuff a little bit quicker. Done a little bit better, but overall, I'm happy how I did.
Avos, bud, you're up.
I feel like, on the one hand, I'm disappointed with my finish, but on the other hand, I really didn't practice much because basically I realized that I was going to burn myself up, like it started to matter to me too much how I placed. So I stopped practicing, which on the one hand I think means that I am going to last longer in the community and with FFR. But it also means that I'm going to end up doing performances like this. So, you still got to put in the time if you want the results.
And that is very, very true. And very, very wise words too. If you want to play this game extremely well, you do need to put in the practice for it. Take the time to learn it. Because even though a lot of us make the game look really easy, it's not. Dr. Funkin, my co-commentator, my partner in crime tonight. Any final thoughts from you?
This was an amazing seed, and I think everyone who watched it should follow all of our runners.
And then I just want to cut in for a quick second. Your restreamer Darkman here, and let everyone know, especially the runners that are in here, including Jat and Dwight and everyone else, whether you did well this first couple days or whether you didn't, or you think you have improvement. Bear in mind that the entire pack is still very close together. Most of the I'd say top 10 scores or so are within like 20, 25 points of each other. So, I mean, 1 or 2 races that are improvements on what you did right now, and you're back in contention for that top slot. So, just keep going with it. Don't think about just dropping out right now. There's still plenty of time to go for this, and with 29 runners, plenty of points to go around.
And that is very, very true. So definitely keep your chin up, because it's randomizer. Anything can happen. Anything can happen to anybody. So definitely keep your chin up. Don't get discouraged. Just keep playing. Keep doing what you do, and have fun with it. That's the biggest thing, is have fun with it.
Exactly. It's a game. We all grew up playing it. We all still love it. And this randomizer is just here to bring new life to it.
Absolutely. I do want to give a couple other shout outs to Dark Moon EX, our restreamer, and Burt Reynolds, our tracker. Both doing some very nice behind the scenes work for us. So thank you both for being awesome tonight. Shout outs to you, Dr. Funkin, for doing commentary with me.
Oh, thank you.
Our 4 runners, Chad Burt, Avos Ruin, Jat2980, and Dwight Distel. Give them a follow. And definitely check out what they do, because they're all really good at this game. They're showing off why they play so well. They're showing off reasons that we can't get upset at this game because it's going to do what it's going to do. We love this game way too much to really be upset with it. But with that, I do believe it is about time to call it a night. So on behalf of our restreamer Dark Moon EX, our tracker Burt Reynolds, my co-commentator Dr. Funkin, our 4 runners Chadbert, Avos Ruin, Jat2980, and Dwight Desatel, I'm Sony Wrath 11. Thank you all for watching Night 2 of the Final Fantasy Randomizer Duck Derby. We have 2 more nights coming up. Dark Moon, I don't remember the dates for those. Could you refresh my memory, please? So that would be the 11th and the 12th, same time. Mania Speed Gaming, be sure to tune in for those. Cheer all these ducklings on as they finish out this derby. Until then, keep the power of the orbs alive and shining brightly. We will see you next time for some more Final Fantasy Randomizer action. Have a good night.